Hello, 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 my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. If this is your first time with me, I'd like to say welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. I'm an online entrepreneur who helps ambitious women plan for a balanced life and online business using my CEO strategy and master plan methods. And that is what we're going to be doing today, because we have today our Q4 business planning session. So if you are someone who is excited and eager for Q4 to start, or maybe you're nervous and you feel like the year has gone by so fast and you haven't really achieved the things that you've been looking to achieve. This is for you whether or not you have a business. Yes, we're going to be talking about business topics, but I always tell everyone that I really do think that even when I'm talking about business topics, especially when we're doing planning, that you're going to have takeaways as like just a normal person as well, right? Like just as a non-business owner, you're still going to learn a lot about planning. And the biggest thing I think that this kind of a session does is it helps us to actually sit down, get focused, and like carve out the time to do our planning. How many of you guys just always say that you want to plan, that you need to plan better, etc., but then you don't actually set aside the time to do it, right? So this is a very popular issue, right? So that's why I do these live classes, is so that people who would like to get into the routine of planning can do so. And planning is amazing for everybody. Planning helps everyone. Okay. Like I don't have to like extol the virtues of planning right now, but if you're a business person, sometimes planning can be complicated or feel overwhelming. And so I just like to do these sessions to show you guys how I do it, how I keep it simple, how I run my business. You guys know that I just did a business planning, a business training, a new free business training last Saturday that is still available for a limited time. That was called Start Your Business Now. And that was really to encourage those of you who have been dragging your feet on starting your business, or have been stuck in research mode, or feel like they've started their business, but maybe they feel like their business isn't earning any money. It's not really a business, it's more of a hobby, right? So I've been talking about business planning and business topics and getting your business started for a little while, because we are about to in like a week, in about a week, October 4th, we kick off my Empire Building Business Accelerator, 6-week Business Accelerator, which is a online business program and live coaching with me for 6 weeks. Technically, it's like open for 7 weeks, but we call it 6 weeks because that's how much like homework and times we're going to be meeting and things like that. But if you are someone who is interested in starting a business, you've been overwhelmed, you don't know how to start, you're like feeling like you need guidance, or you're someone who has started but things don't really feel like they're working out for you, definitely consider making an investment in yourself and your business and joining me for the Business Accelerator. Okay, so that was my long intro, okay? So welcome. I'm just checking the comments right now, and if you're someone who's watching the replay, thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, just checking, yeah. Welcome, Edie. Welcome, Althea. Welcome, Teresa and Sarah. Welcome, ladies. And I see many of you guys on. Please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. If you like that I do these sorts of things, it means a lot to me that you guys actually engage. It also helps me with, the YouTube algorithm, all that stuff, just to make sure that more people are seeing my content and can keep me doing the things that I love to do, helping support you and your business and a balanced and beautiful life. So let's go ahead and let's do first things first. We're going to do our guided meditation. We always do this. Let me just pull up what I need for that. Okay, let's go ahead and do our guided meditation. I'm going to do I know you guys like it when I do the music, so I'll start music too. Some meditative music. I hear it. I had my music on mute. Okay, so the reason I do these guided meditations in the beginning of a planning class like this is because I find for myself if I just try to plan, sit down after like a busy day or a rushed morning or whatnot, sit down and plan, my plans tend to be as scattered as my brain is in that moment. So I like to take just a few moments to clear my energy and to get myself into like a more mindful state. And so I'll just do that with a little bit of guided meditation, guided breathing. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm sitting, I'm gonna put both my feet on the floor. I keep my palms facing up, shoulders down, back and square, and your chest just a teeny bit puffed. That's a really good aligned seating for you to do this with. What we're gonna do, if you are new here, is we're gonna breathe in through our nose for a few seconds to take a nice, not a rushed breath, but a nice, deep, intentional breath in. When you have inhaled as much as you can, you will stop and hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then we will exhale through our mouth. So in through the nose, hold, exhale through the mouth with a sigh, and that is how we do that. We'll do 3 rounds of that, and then I will go ahead and do my affirmations, which you guys will see on screen, and you'll be able to repeat as well. Okay, let's get started. In through the nose. Hold. Release with a sigh. Can you feel yourself shifting already? Let's do it again. In through the nose. Hold. Release with a sigh. It always helps to make that noise, like some noise. It helps your body to actually relax. It's like, I don't know, proven for meditation. One more time, in through the nose. Hold. Release with a sigh. Okay, now I'm going to put some affirmations, read them aloud, and you can as well read these affirmations out loud, recite them to yourself, or write them down right now, if that's what you'd prefer. I'm ready to receive everything this class has to offer me. I'm ready to receive all the knowledge Alexis is ready to share with me. I am ready to receive the inspiration, motivation, and guidance to manifest my dreams. I am ready to release all blocks and limiting beliefs holding me back from fulfilling my soul's calling. I feel myself now opening, expanding, and integrating everything I need to know to live my best life. I am guided, I am led, I am supported, I am enough. My work is enough, my intention is enough, my effort is enough, I am enough. Okay, ladies, so how do you feel after doing a little bit of breath work and a little bit of affirmations? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm so glad to see so many of you here, all of your little beautiful faces in the chat. Oh goodness, okay, exciting, okay. Someone said thank you for having this. You guys are very welcome. You guys know I do this on a monthly basis. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead now and turn off the music so we can jump into our class, okay? Okay, here we go. going to go ahead and I have to move my chat. Okay. So I hope you guys have your planners out. You guys can see here. You guys right now should be able to see me, my beautiful face in the corner. You should be able to see my planner. And I will also have some slides that are going to be coming on the screen on this side of the video. So over here, you guys are going to start seeing some slides, and we're going to go through my quarterly business planning process. But like I said, it's not just for business. You can use this for personal as well and just set different goals and objectives, right? I've got a coffee. I hope you guys have a drink. Make sure you have your planner or a notebook. Get ready to start getting down to business, you guys. We're going to get our great plans, dreams, and ideas out of our head and onto paper so we can get down to business creating our dream life. Okay, so today's class, you are in the right place. If it's your goal to run your own business, but you're stuck in what I like to call research mode, where you're unsure of what to do to get started. So research mode is when you get into that mode of like, I have to find out information. I have to research everything. I have to see what it is I want to do. And you're maybe doing a lot of great research and learning a lot of things, but you're not actually implementing, right? So you're stuck in research mode. This is a class for you if you've started taking action to build your business, but right now, it's more of a hobby that doesn't really earn a consistent income. So I've been hearing from a lot of people since I hosted that class last week that they said that, they're not sure if they should be spending more time in their business because it's not really earning money, or like they don't know if they should actually start selling. Like, when is the time to start selling? And as I hope I made clear in the training, and you guys can watch the replay, it'll be available until tomorrow. There is, a business is only a business when it earns money. When it's not earning money, it's just a hobby. And so I sent an email out earlier this week, and I was talking about what makes a business versus a hobby. Two things. Number one, the business earns income. Like, you have things that you're selling or things that you're promoting. There's income streams coming in. And the second part of that is commitment. If you haven't gone all in yet on your business, and I'm not saying that you have to quit your job and like focus only on your business, absolutely not. But even if your business is like a side hustle just meant to be like an extra stream of income, right? You have to be committed that this business is actually going to earn money. That's the purpose of it. And you need to start selling as soon as possible, or start putting together things to sell. So if you haven't gotten to that point yet, but you feel like you've done a lot of work and you'd like to see the business move in the right direction, this is a great place for you. And this is also a great place for you if you have a business and you keep setting business goals that you don't hit, and it's starting to kill your confidence and momentum. So that's another problem that ends up happening, is even when people start their businesses and they get them moving in the right direction, they're earning some income, they often find they don't know the types of goals to actually set. They don't understand the objectives and the things that they should be planning for, and they're not really, even if they make plans, they're not really executing on them properly. Things are just not moving the way they want them to. So this is another thing we'll be talking about today, and I'll be showing you my processes for how I plan, and we'll talk a little bit about implementation as well. Guys, I literally just, this is my first coffee, so if I get a little tongue-tied, please excuse me. Plus, I know it's a little gross. I feel like I have like, when your lipstick kind of balls in the corner of your lip mouth? I think I got it. Okay, ladies, right? Lady problems, right? Lipstick problems. Okay, so what we're going to cover today, we're going to be talking about my CEO strategy quarterly business planning process. So this is a process that I use on a quarterly basis, right? So I do like different planning routines at different times of the year in order to keep me on track with my goals and make sure that I'm moving things along. So this is specifically what I do at the start of a quarter. October's next week or coming up soon. Maybe the end of next week. So that's Q4, I'm sorry. We're still in Q3. It's Q4 is starting. So we do this quarterly process. I'm going to show you how I use my CEO strategy planner. Those are the set of inserts that I have in my planner that I use specifically for business planning. And I do have a link in the description if you guys want to purchase that. We're also going to be talking about how I keep accountable and focused on my goals on a quarterly basis. You're going to see that. And the other thing we're going to talk about at the very end, as I alluded to in the beginning of this call, is that we're going to talk about how you can work with me to start or revive your business. Because right now, enrollment is open for the Empire Building Business Accelerator 6-week group coaching package. I do have a link in the description. We are starting October 4th, and then it's going to run for, it's 7 weeks. From October 4th is when it ends. I think that's like November 21st. So it's 6 weeks of group coaching. There's a buffer week in there for people to catch up, so 7 weeks of coaching. We have 3 live calls, plus you get my entire empire building program and a lot of bonuses that really make this offer this time around so valuable. We'll talk about this in the end. Let's get into planning, okay? So the tools that I use to do my business planning, my CEO strategy planner, which is a dedicated set of business planning inserts that help you clearly map out and organize each aspect of your business. Now, I do the actual work of creating and breaking down plans with my CEO strategy planner. And then what happens is those final plans that are made then get scheduled and managed inside of my master plan system, which is, in the front. My master planner's towards the front here. So I have calendar and agenda inserts that are like my day-to-day, how I plan every day and like get things done every day. But the CEO strategy is where I actually take my ideas, get them on paper, organize them, keep track of things, etc. So great thing about this offer today that we're running for the Empire Building Business Accelerator is that if you want the CEO strategy planner, it's actually a bonus inside of this offer for Empire Building too. So it's, I'm telling you, I put everything into this offer this time to really make sure you guys had everything you needed to really get successful with your business if you needed that. Okay, so now we're going to jump into actually planning, okay? Enough talking, more planning. Okay, so step 1 of my quarterly planning process is to review your goals and your prior quarter objectives. That's what PQ stands for. I mean, I don't know if that's really what it stands for. I made it up. I'm just trying to shorten things. So what we want to do here is I will review what my goals are to make sure I'm still aligned with what my goals are. And I will check my objectives from the previous quarters of the year, basically at this point, the first 3 quarters of the year, and see how those things are going. Now, when it comes to my business goals, I set my business goals at the start of a new year. But if you're just starting your business now, or you haven't set your actual goals, I recommend setting and defining those goals first. It's always, for me, the way I work with my day-to-day, not just for business plans and business goals, but all of my goals, is I start with my annual goals and then I break them down into objectives. So here you can see on this little sticky note, I printed this out, I have my 2021 business goals listed out. Now, Empire Building, the program, actually includes a New Year's goal setting masterclass that you can reference, which is great. Like if you've never done your business planning and never set your goals for business, it'll definitely help you to actually start setting your goals and breaking them down to objectives if you're new to this entire process. Now, your business goals, the way that I approach this, your business goals really shouldn't change from quarter to quarter. The way that you might change your personal goals, right? So sometimes with personal goals, you'll have a goal and it'll be your goal all year. And sometimes you might just want to change your goals throughout the year if you want to, right? I find that personal goals are more flexible than that, I would say. But for business goals, I really like to set a goal and stick to it. And I would only really remove it if things really changed and I no longer wanted that goal anymore. So your actual goals are what you want for your business. And your objectives, that's the plan for how you're going to achieve it. So you're going to hear me use these words. There's goal, which is the ultimate thing that you want, the ultimate outcome. And then there's objectives, which are like the strategic plans for how you get to the goal. And very often, a goal has many objectives required in order to reach it. So if anything tends to change when I'm reviewing my goals and objectives, it tends to be the objectives, not the overall goals themselves. So I have my goals here. I'm still good with my revenue goal, still good with my mastermind members, my target, and publishing my book, which I'm supposed to be working on Q4. Okay, so I know what my goals are. And I can go ahead and check on my actual objectives too, because inside of the master planner, the CEO strategy planner, I have this here, which is my objectives overview for the year. And you can see this is like back and front. These were all of the objectives that I had set for myself, and the ones that are checked off are complete, and very few of them were actually crossed out or forwarded to a different time. So reviewing my objectives, I can see that for me personally, and I only set 3 objectives for a month, that I'm pretty much on target. Like there isn't anything I really need to worry about that needs to be carried over into this quarter. So talking about goals again, the types of goals that I set for my business, I only set 3 for my business in a year, would be things like the total income I want my business to make, a list size, a follower count for like a platform, engagement rates that I'm looking for, key business accomplishments. Example of that would be for me this year, like making creating a book and launching a book. That's a key business accomplishment to me. And finally, what I want my business to look and feel like. So like those are the types of things that I would set as goals, like real big picture things for my business. And then I break those down into objectives for exactly how we're going to get there. So once I have my 3 goals set for the year, I can choose any number of objectives that will help me reach the goal. This is a basic principle that I believe in with personal and business goals, that if you set a goal, you can get there many, many different ways. So my income goal for this year, I could do any number of projects or launches or campaigns, etc., that will help me meet that goal, right? It really is like the sky is the limit. It's up to me to choose what I want to do and when I want to do it. So this is very helpful, actually, I think, in terms of your mindset, because if you don't like an objective, like let's say you've chosen an objective and you don't like it, you don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to actually stick to it, right? Or if the objective doesn't work out, like you tried doing something and it didn't work out the way you wanted to, no problem. You can pick another objective. It doesn't mean you failed the goal. It just means the objective didn't work out, right? So you can still choose another objective and still get to your goal. Now, a really great example of this from my own planner is, where is it? Where were you? You're in June. You guys, if you've been following along with me, and you guys know that earlier this year when I set my goals and my objectives, I thought in June that I was going to do an insert design class, right? This was something I was like, I had this great idea. I'm like, oh, I could totally teach other people how to make inserts, et cetera, and like design planner stuff, etc. But once I got into like Q2, and right before really June, when I was doing like my monthly journaling and things like that to get into alignment with what I wanted, I realized I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like this is aligned with what I want to do. I was excited about it at the beginning of the year, but I'm not excited about it right now. And I know for myself personally, I would say for each and every one of you, if there's something that you are telling yourself you have to do and you don't want to do it, you know that it always ends up like poo, right? Like things don't work out. So I'm not going to force myself to do something I don't feel ready for. So I crossed that off of my objectives for June. I didn't do that for June, right? I think I did something else. But I did not, I don't have to feel bad about doing that because I know realistically in my mindset, I can choose another objective. It doesn't have to be the original thing. And just because I cancel an objective doesn't mean that I can't have my goal at the same time. Okay, so as I had mentioned earlier, usually it does take several different objectives to reach a specific goal. I'll tell you this is like a hard and fast rule I have. If you have a goal where you can create one project plan, one objective, one habit, right, that you can change and do and execute on, and then you get the goal, that is not a goal. That's not a goal. It's not big enough. It's not a goal, right? Like if I said that I wanted to drink like, what is the amount of ounces of water? People always say you have to drink, half your weight in ounces of water. This is obviously coffee, so not the same thing, but you know what I mean? If I was saying that that's my goal is to drink that amount of water every day, that's not a goal. I'm sorry. That's a habit. It's not a goal. Now, it could be a habit that you instill as part of a greater health goal, right? To take care of your body and to make sure that your like levels and things are balanced, that you're living a healthy lifestyle, fine. That can be part of that goal. But in and of itself, one single thing, one single project, if it can result in the outcome you want, it's not a goal. Okay, it's just a project, it's just an objective, it's just an outcome, a habit, etc. Goals take more effort and energy to accomplish. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, if you do have your planner and you have been following along with me this year, go ahead and look at your goals and your objectives for the year right now. And what you want to look for specifically is you want to see, did you complete your objectives? If you didn't complete objectives, do you need to reschedule them? or, put them this quarter? Do you need to work on them this quarter? Is it something that needs to be done, before the end of the year? Or is it something that you might pass on or say, I'll do it next year or another time, right? I just want you to review what you're doing, because sometimes people let these things kind of go. They're not seeing, oh, darn, I forgot about this thing and I really should have done that. I don't want you to be making your plans for this quarter and forgetting about something that might be important. So you go ahead and review yours. I'll talk through mine. I kind of already started it. Let's see. Most of my things you can see are check marks. A few things like my editorial calendar class and a new business lead magnet, I had done those at different times. So I do have my editorial calendar class. It's actually part of the bundle that you guys could be signing up for in Empire Building right now. And I did create a business lead magnet. I just didn't do it in February. I did it in March. This evergreen sequence for Empire Building, I did not do it. Actually, it's probably something that needs to be done this month and next month. So that's something important for me to keep an eye out, that I really should get that done. The insert design class, that was XNAID. All these things got done. This funnel launch didn't happen. Let me cross it off. And I have to think about whether or not, what was my plan? I have to now, on the spot, trying to remember what I was supposed to be doing with that. But that's what we're doing right now. Heads down, go ahead, do your work. I'm just talking through to show you guys an example. Here, this right here, September Business Accelerator launch campaign. We're doing it. It's going to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and check it off. What was I doing with this? You know what? It might be something I do in Q4. So maybe I do need to do that as well. Okay. So hopefully you guys have taken the time to review your goals, review your objectives. Does anyone have any questions right now about that part of this piece, the setting goals, choosing objectives? So hopefully you've had things, you have information already in your planner from this year for things that you've been working on. Go ahead, flip through your planner, see what didn't get done and what needs to probably be rescheduled. You know what, maybe let me make some notes on these actually. Okay, I'm just going to check to see if there's any questions. Doesn't look like anyone has questions. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, so we'll move on to step 2. Okay, so step 2 of this process is to go ahead and perform a brain dump. Now, specifically, the sorts of things that we're going to be talking about here, I've actually gone ahead. You guys can see I've already started planning Q4. I like to have some things planned before I actually get into these classes, because I know that I'm not actually going to be able to process things myself while I'm live and chatting with you guys and teaching. But I did already go ahead and start doing some of this brainstorming stuff. So the first thing that you want to do or ask yourself for this quarter is, what outcomes do you want for Q4? So ask yourself this question, or say this to yourself, Q4 would be a success if I was able to fill in the blank, okay? So for myself, I knew that the big things for me that would make Q4 a success were these things. I want to do another mastermind launch. I want to do my annual holiday sale, which is a big promotion for me, because I really don't run sales very often. And then I want to write my book to launch, right? So I listed those things out. Those are like the big things that I really want to work on for this quarter. So I've assigned each one of them. They already were assigned. I'm still in alignment with my plans. So you'll see here that I do have these things already listed on these were already part of my plan, and I'm still feeling in alignment with that. So that's one of the parts of this, is sometimes we brain dump, we journal, we process these questions, and it confirms what it is that we already wanted to do, right? That's wonderful, beautiful. But if anything had changed for you, this is the moment to change it and to reschedule and to rework things. Okay, so question number 1, what do I want for Q4? Okay, so answer that question for yourself. The next thing, once you have a few things brain dumped for what you want to accomplish for Q4, ask yourself, what do I need to do to achieve each of those outcomes? So literally just start listing out like the individual tasks you can think of or habits that you might need to actually instill or change. A really great example of this is, I really need to, I need to write a book this quarter, okay, in Q4. I'm writing my book October, November, and I'm hopefully just going to be formatting it, editing it, launching it December. That's my plan right now. Sticking to it. A habit that I really need to instill is, I tried previously, if you guys have been in like previous sessions of mine, I was trying to instill the habit of writing daily, right? But that really just doesn't work for me. So I've changed that, and I've decided that the thing that I want to do is I want to have a time block every week that I just sit down and work on my book. So it might be like 2 or 4 hours that I schedule into my week, and that's when I work on the book. And you know what? Having like 8 to 10 of those sessions, I should be able to get my book out. Plus, I already have a lot of information already written out for my book. So I know for me, maybe for you, if you were starting from scratch, you might need more time. But I think for me, I can realistically, with 1 block a week, really start making some good headway, and then I can adjust the timing if I need to as necessary. For me, it's just I have to get into the mindset of thinking about this book and taking the information I already wrote. Like I already have like half of a book written. It's just so scattered and I need to bring everything together. So yeah, so that's that's one of my goals and one of my objectives, and that's, some things I have to do for that. And then some tasks might actually just be like a project, right? So I might just be able to say, okay, for like the mastermind, it's not a launch. I shouldn't call it a launch. It really is just a promotion. For the mastermind promotion, I know that there are certain marketing things I need to do, make a marketing campaign, and that's going to be a step-by-step process for me. I'll show you guys that later. So write down, brain dump all the things you need to do. You can see here I started making myself a list of just like tasks I could think of that needed to be done. And then the next question here is, what else is happening in Q4 that I need to be aware of? So holidays, travel, events, due dates of other things, etc. What else is going on? Because you need to kind of understand the other strategic elements of your time, right? Things that are going to take your time away, so that you really have a realistic expectation of what you need to get done. So what will be done in Q4? We have, what's it called? Halloween. I was going to say October. We have Halloween. It is in October. We have Thanksgiving. We have, like for me, I have Christmas, New Year's, you might have like people's birthdays or things like that as well. If you have any travel, any other events, right? And so you want to be aware of these things because you want to understand what your time commitment is going to be for these other things as well. because you're going to want to make sure you've blocked off time for these things and, haven't forgotten about them. There's nothing worse than making a plan that's like super packed and then realizing, oh no, I didn't give myself the time I needed to clean and prep for family coming for the holidays, etc. Right? Or I have a vacation and I totally forgot that we're going, away or something like that. Like you really need to know about what's also coming up when you're doing your planning for your business, personal, etc. Okay. Remember, I have a tip here for you guys, that you won't be able to do everything at once, right? So like all these things we've brain dumped, you're not doing everything at once. So you just want to make sure that for each month of the quarter, that you just choose 3 objectives to focus on for that month. And then what you can do, you'll see I also do this as well, is that I choose kind of 3 overall objectives that are like a priority for the quarter. It's a little bit maybe... It's really getting meta with your business plans. But let's see, where is it? Where are you at, friend? Oh, here you are. Here. So you actually can see. These actually, the 3 things actually are my 3 important priorities already for Q4. And then, of course, other things I have to do. I have other master classes I have to do in Q4. Like all of my stuff's already mapped out for these, but in the mastermind, we have a money magic class. We have a gratitude class. And then December's class is the New Year's goal setting. Right? And of course, I already have these things broken out for me, right? So these things were already on my to-do list for my objectives for this quarter, right? So hopefully having me talk, through my things helps you guys to understand what yours are. But ultimately what we want to do is we want to take all this information and we want to map out 3 objectives for each month, maximum 3 for each month. And then also have like understanding of what even the most important 3 are for the entire quarter. And the reason I do that is because sometimes things don't get done within their own month. And so that means that like if something doesn't get done and it was a very high priority thing, it might need to be pushed over into another month as opposed to being like rescheduled. Okay. So step 3 of this process is to review your Q4 objectives. So go ahead and review the objectives that you set for Q4. Are these objectives still the priority for me? As we've kind of shown, they are. We make adjustments as necessary if something new comes up based on my brain dump results. So like I will say that like this evergreen sequence, what was the other thing? Oh, and the funnel. I may very well, I'm going to put these in pencil right now, but I'm going to put the evergreen sequence there and I'll put the CEO funnel here. Okay. So I'm going to put those guys in here right now. And look, I still have, those are all 3 of what I'm doing, right? Okay. Okay, so we have a question here that just came in. I'm going to see if I can add it. Here you go. If you haven't set goals for the year, should you just set 90-day goals? So sure, absolutely, if you want to, or you can also go ahead and set goals right now that are still for like the next year, right? Because you don't have to always just set them at the beginning of the year. You can say, look, these are things I want to get done in the next 12 months, right? So maybe you'll want to do like maybe the next 18 months. So you'll plan this year with next year if you want to, or if you want to, you can just set 90-day goals. Sure, why not? The point is for me is that I always start with goals and then I break my objectives down. Like I want to know the overall like direction that I'm heading. before I choose the actual things that I want to do on a month-to-month basis, right? Because the things I do on a monthly basis are the things I'm doing on a weekly and a daily basis. And all those things need to pile up on each other and build momentum towards one big target, which is a goal. So sure, if you know that there's a goal that you could set with 90 days, right? Like, so like an income goal for your business that's just the next 90 days, beautiful, amazing, right? Like, absolutely, you can do that. I mean, one of my goals was to write the book, right? And I had always, from the beginning of the year, scheduled that I was working on the book in Q4, right? That was always where the book was getting touched. I wasn't really planning on touching it before then. I did a little bit of preliminary work like last month, like trying to get some outlines, fumbled with, but yes. So go ahead, set 90-day goals if you want to, or there's nothing stopping you from just saying that, look, I have this overall goal that's going to take me more than 90 days to accomplish. Absolutely. Right? So I hope that helps. Oh, someone has asked, is this planner a quarterly planner or does monthly as well? We're going to get into that. Yeah, the planner is it's undated. The CEO strategy planner is undated. It does have all months, quarters, and overall year things as well. So like this is like my objective overview for the whole year. This is my yearly business plan. And then you'll see we haven't even gotten into more of the inserts in the back yet. Okay, so yes, this goes into monthly and it's undated. So you can use it year after year. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We've gotten back to Q4. Okay, Q4 objectives. We're reviewing our Q4 objectives. You can see I set in 2 new objectives in here. I'm going to leave December open. There is something else that could get thrown in there based on my brainstorm, but I don't want to commit to it right now. Like, I need to personally do more thinking about it and journaling about it and see how my months go before I commit to a third objective in December. But go ahead, set your objectives, make sure they're good. And also, something else I like to remind people is that when I set my objectives, right, and like I set the projects and things I'm working on, I like to consider my work for business, this is specifically business related, in 4 categories. Category 1 are my products. Category 2, list building. Category 3, marketing. And category 4, development. So when I think about my business in my head is chunked into those 4 quadrants. Okay, so products are your offers. They're the things that you produce, the things that you sell, or you promote to earn money. So things that I create, courses, classes, inserts, etc. Those are my products. So I like to think about those things in terms of products I want to create, products that might need updates. Okay, so I like to think about my products when I'm making these plans. List building is the strategy or strategies that you use to gain followers and like get people onto your list. So yes, for me, that generally means email list, but I'm of the more modern digital marketing mindset that your list can also be your Instagram following, your YouTube following, your TikTok people, your Twitter, your people who read your blog. They don't necessarily have to be an email list if you don't like email. Right? So list building activities are literally how you get people into your world, right? How you get people into your world to be your followers, to be your audience, to be your community, like you lovely ladies who are here with me today, right? You guys are like on my list. Many of you probably got an email this morning from me that said we have this class, right? So that was literally my email list. Other of you may have just found me on YouTube. Maybe you follow me on YouTube and you're not on my email list. Maybe you just saw me on YouTube, like going live, and you're like, oh, wow, I want to check this out, right? You are now, you could be on my list. If you like what we're doing right now, you're like in my community. You see what I'm doing and I'm creating content for you, right? The third part of my business is marketing. So marketing is how you tell your followers about your offers and make sales. So it's about how you sell, how you share about what you've got going on, and how you actually convert followers from just being people on your list that they're just in your community to actually being invested customers. And then 4 is the development. So development is like the future vision for where your business is going and what you will need to do to make that happen. So like, let's say when you're starting off in your business, maybe you have one platform and you know that in the future you want to start another platform. That might be a development thing for you to think about. And it's something that for me, I always strategically schedule those sorts of objectives into my business. Let's see. Well, those guys, let me see. Right now, I consider my monthly classes that I do in my mastermind to be part of development for my business. Those funnel things here were part of marketing. I don't have anything list building on here right now. And products, the book would be a product. And yeah, the book would be a product. So think about the areas of your business. This is how you kind of keep your eyes on the prize and all the different areas and things you've got going on in order to have a balanced business, that you're not just doing too much of one area of your business. You're really thinking about the whole complete picture. Okay? If anyone has questions at any time, feel free to leave me a question in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, you can put it in the comments as well. Okay, so step 4, populate your quarterly overview. That's this form. Okay, so this is my quarterly overview insert inside the CEO Strategy Planner. So to give myself clear visibility to everything I have going on in a quarter, I populate the quarterly overview sheet. So what I like to do for this specifically is on the back here, is you'll see that there are the months of the quarter here, so October, November, December, and then there are kind of rows for the focus, marketing, and list building. Okay, so what I like to do for each month is to list a focus activity. So this is something that sometimes it's something I'm focused on selling, or it's something I'm focused on doing and creating. Now, although I am selling something in October, November, and December, I'm always selling something. My big focus for October and November is to write my book. Like for me, that's the highest priority of things I could be doing. December, it's going to be launching it, right? But my focus for October and November is to write the book. That's like so important to me. Everything else I have is a little bit like, is still more automated for me. Like I know I'm going to make my mastermind masterclass. Like there's other things I know I'm going to do. If I don't do those evergreens funnels or the CEO strategy funnel, it's okay if I wrote my book, right? Like that's the most important priority to me. Okay. So choose among those objectives that you're doing and among what you know the work is going to be for yourself in each month, choose a focus. What the thing is that you're going to be doing the most of, or putting like as the highest priority, like the thing you really need to remember to do. Then we can identify active marketing campaigns that'll be happening during that time. So because I'm doing a promotion for the mastermind in October, I have written that down. So I have the marketing mastermind promotion video series. So I'm doing a video series in October. That's going to be for awareness and promotion of my mastermind. So that is actually a marketing campaign I'm doing. And you can see, well, I'll show you, I'm going to show you a campaign builder in a little bit. And then the final list of things that I kind of keep as an overview is list building. So what are those list building activities that I'm going to do, or any assets that I need to promote each month? So for me, list building is, again, that video series, this campaign I'm doing actually, it shouldn't even be the video series. I shouldn't even call it that. The mastermind promo campaign is really what this should be. And it's called How to Stay Productive and Organized in 2022. And it's going to be a video series, and there'll be a download worksheet. So that'll be something that'll be here on YouTube. So what I like to do in this overview, like I said, each month of the year, what I'm focused on, what I have to do marketing wise, like a campaign, an active campaign that's going on, and any specific list building activities. This is a list building activity because these videos are going to have a download worksheet on them. They're going to hopefully attract new people to my audience from YouTube, because it's going to be like a really helpful video series. So I'll get new followers on YouTube. I may get more people on my email list who go to download the worksheet that I give out for this class series. So that is a list building activity for me. Okay. So this overview often helps me with my content creation specifically, because on one page I can see what I have going on for the quarter that I could be creating content to support. So that's usually like, this just helps me stay very focused on what it is that I need to be prioritizing. And it helps me when I'm getting to actually create my content and do my editorial calendar, because I know I see like a bird's eye view of not just what's going on right now, but also what's coming down the pike for me. So here in November, my big marketing campaign is my holiday sale. That's going to be a marketing campaign. And in December, book launch. That's going to be the big marketing campaign in December. Right now, I don't really have mapped out what the actual list building activities are going to be for me, but hopefully that gives you an idea of how I fill out this overview. Now, this I don't think we talked about this, but this overview also in the front of it has a breakdown where you can track your income for the quarter based on your income sources. And then it also has this area right here, which is the income generation brainstorm. So I already did this. Again, like coming into this class, I wanted to be prepared. So I had already brainstormed some things I was going to do. The reason I knew that I wanted to do a series for my promotion of the mastermind is because I had brain dumped it. I was like, you know what, I need to do this. I need to do a series. And I have more information on that I have in my notes, but this is like where I started brain dumping, brainstorming what the ideas were going to be that help me make money and to help me do all of the things that I want to get done in this quarter, right? So the promotion, the holiday sale, the book launch, the other thing I might be thinking about, all of that is on this worksheet. Okay, so I've got a question here that says, I'm new to the concept of disc planners. Once you're done with the goal, commitment, etc., do you pull the pages out and throw them away, or do you leave those pages in your planner? So I have a backup. I have a secondary place. If it's something that's completely done and it's over with, I pull them out and I store them in another binder. So I have like another disc binder. This is why I have like tons of discs, and I have lots of different binders and things that I make with my discs. So I put them into an alternate planner, which is where I collect all of my inserts. So here you can I mean, not really going to be able to see it, I'm just going to tell you, but I have September, October, November, December in my calendar here, in my planner. And so you'll see I have here September, October, November, December in terms of my calendar or in my planner. Previous months I take them out and I put them in that binder, and everything is kept together for the year. So yes, I remove things if they're no longer useful. If there's something that I do need to reference, it stays in my planner. Betty says, I'm curious, why did you not include development category into this Q4 overview section? Okay, because if you're talking about this right now, because you also see I don't have products on here either. So for me, the things that I thought were the most important to see was like a focus would be like, if I was doing something, I'm creating a product, it would be here. Or if I was developing something, it might be my focus. So it's just because these things tend to be more active things that I need to think about. I need to know about what marketing campaigns I'm doing and what list building things are happening for the purpose of my day-to-day work when I create content. Does that make sense? Doing development, like building a website out or, updating a product sales page or something like that, that's not something that's going to like impact other areas of my business. The marketing and the list building do. That definitely does, because that impacts how I'll interact with other areas of my business. But like just having to work on something development-wise for my business, that's a project that will go on, that'll be an objective that we put on our objective page, but it's not something that I need to worry about for like my marketing purposes necessarily. Okay. Yes. Do you have the inserts you're using for purchase? Yes, I do. In the description of this video, you can purchase the CEO Strategy Planner. There is a link, and I have also mentioned that the offer that I'm making on empire building as well. If you want to join the group coaching that I'm doing starting October 4th, the CEO Strategy Planner is also one of the bonuses in that bundle. So you could get it for free if you join me for the group coaching. Okay, great. Okay, everyone's caught up. Good. Okay. So next, step 5 is to actually plan out your objectives, right? So we've listed what the objectives are. Next, we actually have to plan them out, right? So for the next quarter, you will have a maximum of 9 objectives, right? So 3 for 3 months, a maximum of 9. For some of you, that might be like, no, I need more things. Some of you might be like, wow, that seems like a lot. Adjust it as necessary, but I really like to limit myself on a monthly basis to 3 things that I'm focused on, right? Because it's very hard to manage in business more than 3 big projects, right? For October, I'm building a class. I am running an entire campaign for a promotion, and I'm also going to be building a sequence, like an evergreen sequence for one of my courses. Like, that's a lot of work spread out. And on top of that, I'm still doing other things for my business, right? I'm still going to be on a weekly basis planning for my book, right? Writing for my book. I'm still creating content. I'm still, doing my group coaching in the mastermind. In October and November, I have the empire building course that I'm still, like the actual group coaching I'm doing for that has classes and things in it as well. So there's always more things going on. So these objectives are really just, you want to keep those minimum because you're always doing way more things anyway, right? This is never just all I'm doing in a month. So what I recommend doing is, for each of these objectives, you want to have either a strategic project plan written out, or you want to have it listed out as a marketing campaign, or it can just be something, if it's a smaller project, right? Like the empire building evergreen sequence, I probably will not make an entire strategic project plan for that. Well, maybe I will actually. Well, we'll see. I'll have to see. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about too. Let me go over here. What are these? Do I have these? Yeah, here we go. Here's an example of a strategic project plan. Okay, so these inserts are in with the CEO Strategy Planner. So it's this front page is meant for you to list your objective and start mapping out what you might need to do. It's like the pre-planning for a project plan. And then the back of it, which is what you can see here, you turn it into a project: start date, due date, the phases of the project, the strategic process you're going to follow, and the due date, right? So yes, probably for the empire building sequence, we'll do this right now. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'll fill some of these out. That's actually a good idea. The evergreen sequence, this will need a project plan, because that is something I really need to think about and get strategic about what I'm doing. Okay. Now, for my promotion that I'm running, I will build, where are you? Back here. Here we go. A campaign page. Okay. So this is the front of a campaign. This is how I build my marketing campaigns. And a marketing campaign is anytime I'm doing some sort of organized promotion for something in my business, like a product, something I'm trying to sell. So that could be a launch of something new. That could just be a holiday sale. Like the holiday sale will be mapped out on one of these, a launch of something new, or just like a general promotion or any other type of sale. So here, what I'll go ahead and do is I will write down on this, the campaign name. This is, what are we doing? The mastermind promotion. And for those of you who might be like, what do you mean mastermind? That is something different than what we're talking about with empire building. I run the Productivity and Planning Mastermind, which is a monthly subscription group where I do classes several times a month, and I do daily accountability and coaching inside of a private Slack community. So, and I create inserts and workbooks and things like that. So that is something I would like to promote to get some new members into the group. So I'll put together a promotion for that, and I will use this campaign builder. So the campaign builder, you put the name of the campaign that you're working on, the objective, like what I'm trying to do, what my actual target is, some key messaging for that promotion, start and end date. Here I can list out different assets that I need to create in order to help support that campaign. So copy, which means like text, any photos I need to do or any graphics, I throw them in there too, any videos I need to create, and other elements. So other elements for me are usually things like landing pages, lead pages, etc., things like that. At the bottom of the page, I can identify a few key metrics that help me measure the success of that campaign, so I can keep an eye on it and see how it did and be able to review it. And then on the back, I have this thing called the broadcast tracker. So the broadcast tracker is where, when you're doing a promotion, what are you doing? You're broadcasting, you're sharing with people about what you're selling and why you're selling it and how it benefits them, etc. So here is where I will actually make out a strategic list of all the posts and the blogs and the YouTube videos and the emails that I'll send out for this promotion, and it keeps it all organized on one page. So I'm not going to be, again, I'm personally not going to be able to fill this out, but just make sure you know what things need to be put where. Now, the third thing that was for October was the Money Magic class. Now, the Money Magic class is part of my overall work that I do for the mastermind. So I actually already have that. Let's see, October. I've already started planning out, like I said. So I've gotten starting my monthly already. But I will put this, what you're looking at right now is not part of the CEO strategy planner. This is part of my master plan system. So I will actually list out these elements for the mastermind group. It's one of my objectives every month is to do for the mastermind group. And I have the class listed, and then I have other things I need to do. So the class, our office hours, the workbook, the book club summary, because we do a book club in there, inserts I need to create for them, and freebies, which means like the downloads. I do like tech wallpapers, and sometimes we do a monthly, we have a dashboard, and we do sometimes a monthly challenge, things like that. There's like a lot of things that we do inside of that group, and a lot of it is very repetitive. Like I do the same things over and over each month. Usually it's just the class and the inserts in the workbook that vary. So I will just list that out here on my objectives page, or I could put it, right, if you don't have a page like this, you have your master monthly task list, you can just go ahead and put, if it's just a handful of things that you need to get done, you can just list it out on your task list. So for me, the Money Magic class, this is something I just have to do some slides and a workbook and inserts, and that makes that class happen. Okay, so that's already listed on my monthly page here. Let's go back. Okay, to Q4. Okay, so where are we now? Let's see. So objectives can, like I said, it can require a marketing campaign, a strategic project plan, or if it's just a collection of things that you need to just get done, you can put it on your master task list for your month. Or actually here, this is where we're talking, someone asked about monthly things. In the CEO strategy planner, there is a monthly overview page for every month. It's undated, but they do say like October, November, December. So here for October, we'll go ahead and fill this out. Is that where we're at now? Actually, it might be the next step. Yeah, move tasks to your monthly business plan. So this is how I monthly business plan. So the focus for October is to write your book. That is that. The campaign I'm doing is the mastermind promo. Okay. I'll make myself a little calendar. I'm just going to pull up the calendar on my computer. Okay. So the purpose of this page is really to give me a place separate from my calendar where I can map out and plan things and really like understand my marketing on its own. Oh, what a perfect month. It ends on a Sunday. Okay. So on this page, this is where you would say preliminarily I would move over any tasks that need to be done in the month of October for my business. You can see on the back here, it says key tasks. So I could write down here the things that I need to do. So I can say Money Magic class, slides, I'll say, okay. And then I have the workbook, inserts, basically all of those things you saw already written down. Because those things are always the same for me, I know I can just go ahead and put those over on that page. But ideally, I can have an entire task list here just for my business things, so I can keep track of all the business things. And then I have these little check boxes on the side that are for products, list building, marketing, development, and other. So I can go ahead and say which area of my business this project is for. Like I said, this was for, I called this development because it's me developing the mastermind as far as I'm concerned. So I can check. So basically what happens is when I have a complete list of things to do here, I can actually see how I've been spending my time in relation to the 4 aspects of my business. Right? And so also I have to, the video series. So I could say video 1, video 2, video 3. Those are marketing. The download for that is list building, sales, or say lead page for that, marketing, right? So I could actually take all of the tasks that relate to those projects and all the things. I can also add other things that I know I have to do in the month of October and put them out on this list. So I have a master task list. Now, then what I do tend to do is I do tend to, well, you could work off of this one, right, if you want to, but I always end up moving my stuff over into the month that I'm in too. So like I said, this is why I have in my master planner, I have 3 objectives where I actually will fill in like what I need to be working on, right? So you can see the mastermind group, the promotion, and then the empire building business accelerator. I'm also going to be doing that evergreen sequence as well. And here, so I can list out any objectives I have, weekly actions that I need to do. So like things that I do for my business on a weekly basis, like my weekly mastermind posts, my book block. Remember I said that I want to do a block for writing my book, my homework for empire building that I need to drop inside of empire building weekly for October, new content that I need to create, and accounts receivable for the mastermind I do on a weekly basis. And then daily actions right now, mindset work, keto, like that's for my personal diet, checking in on the mastermind, like I go in every day and do coaching with people who've asked questions, and daily movement as well. And then I will, like I haven't finished populating my monthly task list because I don't even have all of the things for my business done yet, but then I can populate this list as well. So I've already written down a few things that I know I need to do that are, separate from this, from my business work per se. So, okay, so we have the monthly here. I just want to make sure I read this off to you guys to keep track of the objective related tasks that you need to accomplish, list each task onto the monthly business plan. I usually only populate 1 month at a time in case things change. Like I said, I have October, November, and December in here. I usually won't bother going and planning ahead because for me, things could shift and I don't like to have to redo an entire plan. I'll do those. I'll fill out those on a monthly basis. I talked about on the task list, I can check off which type of activity it is. Great. Okay. Then what I will work on is I will start populating my editorial calendar. So this is another aspect of my business that's really important. Being digital marketing, I'm always producing a lot of content, right? So once I have a clear understanding of my business plans, I can start to brainstorm and populate my monthly editorial calendar. So I will let you guys know, inside of the offer that we're doing this time around for the Empire Building Group Coaching, there is, like I said, there is a class that's dedicated towards editorial calendar messaging and how I actually go in and do all of my content that I produce, right? Because I write blogs, let's go here. I write blogs, I post on Instagram, I make YouTube videos, I send out emails, all of those things. I do a lot of different content, and so it's a lot to manage. And so I have a lot of different tips and tricks, and like I share how I actually do my own editorial calendar, like step by step, etc., in that class. So use the content brainstorm and content planner. Okay, so this is my content brainstorm sheet, which is where I can go ahead and select them. Let's see. This is October. Okay, that we'll be planning for. And what I do here is, and I have a whole video on how I use this. I will put my content categories, my content categories up at the top, right? For what I talk about. So I talk about planning, and I talk about business, and I talk about energy, like vibes, manifestation, etc., feel good stuff. And down the side of this, there are 5 categories. So these are for 5 categories of content that I like to create. Content that educates, entertains, inspires, informs, and interacts with people. So what I will do when I'm doing a brainstorm for my content, I will go ahead and I will look and say, okay, what can I create to educate people about planning this month? So I'm doing that video series, right? So that video series has a video about choosing a planner. And there's also one on, I think it's on mindset. I gotta see where these notes were. Yes, okay. Oh, goal setting. There's one on planning and scheduling your year. There's one on goal setting. And there's a video on personal development, which I'll put on energy. Right, so those are just 3 examples of videos that I know that I need to do in October because they're part of that video series, right? So I will put them in. This will help me when I'm brainstorming. In this case, I had already brainstormed that video series. But when I'm brainstorming additional content that's going to go out, having my content categories and the 5 types of content listed out is very helpful. I can start generating content ideas here. And then on the back of this page, I usually print out the content planner, right? So this is where I can actually list out like my 3 platforms for the month. So it could be like YouTube, my blog, Instagram, etc. And I can start just listing out the posts that I want to create for them. Up here, it just has some like more housekeeping things. So like the products that I'm focused on, obviously, for the October, it's going to be, I'm focused on promoting the mastermind. So mastermind campaign, the opt-in, it would be the worksheet that goes along with the video series. And in terms of products, I could actually say the book is what I would be working on here. So the products, it would be book. Opt-in would be the download, and then the campaigns are the promo. Okay. So, okay. So that's the next step in my quarterly process, is to start doing, my brain dumping, my content. Now, of course, I do this on a monthly basis as well, but I just wanted to show you guys how we continue on from creating the content plan, like, the objectives and things like that. And then I move into planning my content, because that's a really big deal for making sure you're selling and growing your audience, etc. Okay. Then step 8 is to schedule your business plans into your calendar, right? So once you have all of these things that are actually created with business plans made for the month, you can proceed with performing whatever type of monthly review that you do and taking your usual steps for scheduling and allocating tasks for the weeks, months, days, etc. I'm sorry, month, weeks, and days of the quarter. So I have a few videos already on how I do a monthly review process. So if you want to follow that along, I can show you guys like briefly. What I'll do with all this information once I'm done is I will populate my October calendar. I will allocate tasks here on my this week column. So I have a place to allocate like a top 3 for the week for each week. So I know when I'm working on certain tasks. I will populate this monthly task list. You can see I've already populated a good portion of my objectives page. And then from there, I have my weeklies in my calendar that I will manage my work day to day, right? So that is the last part of this. So as a general overview of what we've done today. So we start by setting our annual business goals and identifying the objectives that you want to execute on to make that happen. Then we use the CEO Strategy Planner inserts to break down and organize your plans. And then we schedule the plans into your actual, whatever your normal calendar system is. Like maybe you don't use a paper calendar, maybe you use a digital calendar, you use like, whatever, Google Calendar and all of those things for actually mapping out what you've got to do. Absolutely fine. You can take those plans, put them into whatever calendar system you use, get them scheduled, get them allocated. And then you have like your plans made for the quarter. Now, again, I do some big picture planning in the quarter, and I tend to just do 1 month at a time just because I don't like to get ahead of myself. Things can change, things can shift. I can change my mind on things. So I don't like to like set things in stone and then have to like redo everything later. So I will just do the monthlies one at a time. But my overviews I'll do for an entire quarter. So I kind of have an idea of what's happening that quarter, what I need to be aware of. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and talk about what do you guys think? So, are you guys ready to start building your business using my digital marketing strategies? So, does any of this sound familiar to you? Okay, you have been thinking about and planning out your dream business for a while now, but you've not yet taken any significant action to make it a reality. You see and follow lots of other online businesses and often think to yourself, I could do that and I'll start a business someday, but the days pass with little to show for your daydreaming. I know some of you have even tried to take action in the past and became overwhelmed with all of the pieces that go into starting and running a business, giving up before you truly got your idea off of the ground. And there are even a few of you who have started, who have been trying for years. Several iterations of your dream business have come and gone, and you just can't get anything moving in the right direction. Let me know in the comments which of those situations are you. Are you someone who's just been thinking about and like planning out, have been in research mode for a business? Are you someone who is, just kind of stuck daydreaming, thinking about what they want to do for a business? Or are you someone who's gotten started and maybe you haven't been making money, or if you have been earning a little bit of money, it's not consistent. Things really aren't really building on each other and building momentum. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what obstacle you guys are at. And I get it. There's a lot of information out there on how to start a business, what tools to use, what type of content that you need to create, and how exactly you should sell, and it's completely overwhelming. So let me help simplify it all for you so you can create an intentional and sustainable online business. Imagine your passion turned into an easy, profitable online empire. You're just weeks away from getting your brand online, your content planned, community growing, and income flowing. You can enroll in our Business Accelerator. There is a link in the description, but let me tell you a little bit more about it. So what if you could design the business that worked for you, played to your strengths, skills, and interests, and most of all, just felt easy, fun, and fulfilling? My philosophy is this: business does not need to be hard, but by all means, we humans can make it hard if we want to. Do you relate with that at all? Sometimes people can make things much harder than they need to be. And when I tell people that business does not have to be overcomplicated, that you don't have to be doing all of the things or be everywhere or follow every strategy, sometimes people are like, wow, I didn't know that that was a possibility, right? But that is the way it works. That's the way it's worked for me and my business for over 7 years, is I keep things simple and easy, and I show up every day and do the work. So since going full-time for my business in 2014, I've chosen to let it be easy, let it be fun, and to not overcomplicate this. You can do it too. So let me show you how to create an easy, streamlined business with an ever-growing community of awesome fans ready and willing to purchase your products and services. With the Empire Building 6-week Business Accelerator. So I've been running my online digital marketing course, Empire Building, since 2015. I've helped hundreds of awesome female entrepreneurs figure out their passion and develop an easy business plan online. Now, I'm hosting it again as a 6-week live course with live trainings and group coaching that you do not want to miss. Empire Building really covers a lot. I will say, I was thinking about this the other day. that it's so phenomenal to me that I started empire building in 2015, and it took me like a good, well, really most of the year of 2015. I launched it in March, and I started building it out module by module. And it's so phenomenal to me when I go through and like review the content in empire building, because even I go back and look at my modules and go through and do my worksheets and things like that again. It's so phenomenal to me that like the basic information really has not changed. Like the information in empire building that I've been using since 2015, right? Since I started my business in 2014 when I went full time for myself, I'm still doing it 7 years later. I'm still using these strategies 7 years later. And these were strategies that not only kept me afloat with a full-time business this whole time, but also like during the pandemic, I've mentioned this before. A lot of people's businesses went under. A lot of people had to pivot in their business. My business grew in 2020 as compared to 2019, and I've been tracking my income, and it's going to grow again in 2021. These strategies, it's like not rocket science. These strategies are basic, but I understand that there's a lot of things that hold people back from executing, from getting clear, from letting go of the BS. You know what I mean? A lot of people who are running a business are just thinking they need to do so much in order to be seen. I know it feels like that's what you need to be doing, but it really isn't so. And so I created this business accelerator last year because I wanted to actually help walk people through empire building module by module. And I wanted to give people the opportunity to come to me and do like business coaching. Like, let me be your coach. Let me be your consultant, right? I have worked with people one-on-one to do tremendous things for their business. I've had people who have come to me with one business model and have switched their business altogether. I have a friend who was one of my earlier empire building students who came to me because she wanted to start a planner business. And then she ended up scrapping that idea, and she's a VA, and she's now a VA full-time for herself. So that actually like occurred a few years ago when she started, going full-time. But she worked with me one-on-one. We switched her out of the thing that wasn't working and into the thing that really was her passion, and she's still doing it today. I have other people who have come to me after seeing other business coaches or consultants who told them that their business idea was too complicated, right? Like you guys, I've said this before a million times. Many of you guys are like me. You're multi-passionate, right? There's a lot of areas that you like. I like planners, and I love technology, and I love business, and I love metaphysics, right? There's so much I love. And so many business coaches out there will be like, no, it's too complicated. You can't make a business out of that. I've had people who've come to me who've been like, literally, someone told me I had to just stick to this one idea and that was it. And when I spoke to her, I was like, nope, I can see how all of this goes together in one business. So you can do all the things that you want to do, and we'll keep it nice and simple so that you're building a unique brand with unique messaging that stands out from the crowd. I've even had people come to me who were like, okay, I want to start a business, like an Etsy business. And within like a month, they had made 100 sales after working with me one-on-one. 100 sales in their first month. Can you imagine, on Etsy? So I have plenty of experience helping people use this system that empire building is based off of, this philosophy, this structure framework, and then taking it and creating what they want with it. Now, usually in those cases, we're talking about people who did one-on-ones with me that were, dedicated coaching calls. But those can be very expensive. So I have bundled this up into a 6-week live program where a bunch of you can come in, and we will do group coaching together, and we will do live events together. And you're going to be able to get my opinion and my accountability on your business for the length of this program. So let's talk about what you get with this offer. The first thing you get is access to the complete Empire Building online business program. So Empire Building is 6 video modules. It covers branding, communication, community building, advertising. It's not advertising. I should have changed that. It's marketing. That got changed. It's the module's called marketing now. Income streams and business administration. You're going to get 3 live coaching calls with me during our 6-week session. So 3 times where you can sit with me live. The first is going to be a new training I'm developing for you guys. You're going to be the first ones to see this. It's my Business Accelerator training, where I'm really going to simplify how you can jumpstart your business and really get focused on what actually matters in a business and forget about all of the fluff and BS, right? That's very confusing. I'm going to strip down what you need to do to jumpstart your business. in that training. All of these trainings are already scheduled. So the first training is the 16th of October at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Then we have 2 hot seat coaching calls, okay? So the first one is on October 27th at 7 p.m. and the second one is November 13th at 2 p.m. So I'm trying to stagger the times and the dates for these things so as many people can join as possible this round. Now, for the hot seat coaching calls, what's going to happen is if you're one of the people who is inside of the coaching container, I'm going to, ahead of time, I'm going to pull people who want to show up live and are going to give me their questions, and we're going to actually do like a live coaching consulting call for your business, right? So I'll do a couple of you guys on a call, and we're actually going to dive a little deeper into your business one-on-one live, and then the rest of the group can watch and listen, because it's very helpful, I think, sometimes for people too. Even if you don't get in the hot seat, you don't want to be in the hot seat yet, that's fine. Sometimes it's very valuable just to listen to hear what other people are saying, and then the person who's in the seat benefits from my opinion as well as everyone else's opinions and support and things like that. So that's going to be wonderful. We're doing 3 live classes together. Of course, you get workbooks, transcripts for each of the 6 video modules, and we're going to be doing homework inside of our Slack group. There's going to be additional FAQ and resources and things like that that are inside all the modules. You're going to get 6 weeks of group coaching and accountability with me in the private Slack community, right? Slack channel is kind of like a Discord, if you're familiar with that. It's like a private chat forum. We're starting that October 4th. And I'll be doing accountability. I'll be adding extra insight and extra lessons for you and homework that's very valuable, like things that are really will help you just cut through the crap really quickly and get really focused on what it is you're trying to build, so you can spend less time planning on what you're going to do and more time actually executing on the work. And then, of course, after our 6 weeks are over, really, like I said, it's 7 weeks. It ends in November, the week before Thanksgiving it ends. You'll also have lifetime access to empire building and a year of email support from me. Plus, you'll get the recordings for all the lives. So if you can't go to the lives, that's fine. You can submit questions and I'll answer them for you on the lives if you'd like. And you get the recordings too, right? So you get a lot of stuff in this. It's not just an online business program. You're also getting group coaching as well. And there's a live element. Now, I already mentioned the 6 modules of empire building: branding, communication, community, marketing, income, business administration. This is over on the sales page. If you click any of the enroll now buttons in the description of this video, you're going to get to a page that's going to have this information. We don't have to read through all this live right now, but this shows you what each of the modules covers, right? Like what activities you're going to be able to do and put in place for your business. That's one of the things that I think makes empire building very unique, is that it's not just a course that tells you about strategy. It's a course that also teaches you, and I give you worksheets for this. I tell you how to actually do the work as we go through the module. So you're going to be doing the work through worksheets that I'm going to give you, that you're going to go ahead and be able to put things in place, right? So once you decide on your branding, you can start putting that into place. Once you decide on your platforms, you can start building them out. Of course, I tell you how to build them out. I show you how to build them out. I give you resources that can be tutorials and things like that when you need them. But you're actually going to be able to take this one module at a time, build out each aspect of your business over 6 weeks. So the big thing I would say about this course, this bundle I've put together, is that there's over $2,000 worth of bonuses in this round. So really, I was thinking about this. I'm like, the bonuses that I put in with this bundle, I feel like they're worth more than the actual experience actually is on their own. But they're really intended to fill the gaps of everything you truly need to strategize for your business, your time, and yourself. Because I have bonuses in here that cover time management, shifting your mindset, content marketing. Like I said, the entire editorial calendar masterclass, like that's in there. The content marketing masterclass, that's in there. There's business planning in here. There are resources for aligning with your inner guidance. You get CEO strategy planner. You get a whole 6 actuals, like a whole set, 6 individual workbooks that are guided journals to help you actually get in tune with what it is that you want to do for your business. And kind of like brain dump out how you're going to make it happen. Something you're going to see in this course is that this is not like other courses where I tell you what to do. This is a course where I show you all the options and I tell you what's necessary. And I say, you pick. It's like a buffet. This is your business. This is your life. You pick what you're going to do. and I'll show you how you implement that strategy, right? It's not me telling you. So many business programs and so many coaching programs are, this is the way you have to do it. You have to do it exactly the way I did it, right? If you want to do a launch, you have to do it step 1, step 2, step 3. There's no variation. If you want to create a product, it needs to be step 1, step 2, step 3, no variation. Do exactly what I tell you to do. That is not this program, because spoiler alert, there is no such thing as one ultimate map or blueprint. Okay. You guys know, if you're watching me here and if you've been doing any sort of, research into online business, like I say earlier, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of things that are free. There's a lot of things that are paid. And yet businesses still are started and fail all the time, all the time. It's not about following someone else's map. It's about following a map that you create on your own using time-tested information and frameworks. I'm giving you frameworks. I'm giving you options. And you are going to create the business that works for you, works for your time schedule, that works for the way you want to work, the content you want to produce, right? The way you want to market. This is all about you creating your business the way that it'll work for you. And all of these bonuses that I've put in here really just support you and just add buffer and fill in the gaps. If you're someone who does not have a business, you can go through this entire program and you will have a business at the end if you do all the work I tell you to do, right? You have to show up and do the work. If you're someone who has started something and you're not earning money yet, and you're confused, and maybe you feel like you're all over the place and you're not focused and you're not growing in one direction, we're going to cut the crap and we're going to give you, you're going to find what that path is. We're going to help you get onto that path that you need to be on and get very clear about how you need to show up every day for your business and the amount of work. Your business can be fun and easy, and it can be simple. It is showing up every day, but the work is not hard or grueling. I'll tell you this, I do think that the work that I do, I show up every day for the work, but it's not hard or grueling. There's so many resources, and I give you so many resources to help make the whole process easier. And online business is wonderful because, there's so many different things out there that make it even simpler and make it automated, right? So like my business is like completely, I'm not gonna say it's completely automated, but there's areas of it that are completely automated that I really never need to worry about things. They just, things sell on their own. I have like a mostly passive income business. I create a piece of content, I share it, I create a funnel, I put it out there. People go through it. I don't have to keep fiddling with things. I don't actively sell every single day to get people to purchase and things like that. So I know how to make my business as simple and easy as possible. People would say it was impossible when I started several years ago, but guess what? It's been 7 years. I've been supporting myself full time with this income. It's not a joke. It actually works. Okay. So all of these great bonuses, the CEO Strategy Masterclass bundle, that is something you can buy separately in my shop. It's $444. It's 3 CEO Strategy Masterclasses. One of them is all about time management. It has all of my time management tips for business owners, including what you should be working on in your business, depending on what stage of business you're at. There is a whole masterclass on the CEO mindset and the mindset work, how you get yourself to shift, how you get yourself to take action. If you're someone who knows you have work to do, but you don't want to do it, helps you break through limiting beliefs. The marketing strategies, the marketing one masterclass is all about building an editorial calendar, getting clear on your messaging and what your niche is, right? So that you know what you're talking to your customers about, like people who you want to become your customers, you're attracting your ideal audience, and you're creating content, easy, streamlined content that you're just spending a few hours a week creating great content marketing so you don't have to pay for ads or anything like that. The bonus masterclasses, some additional ones, the blogging masterclass. I did that one several years ago. It's always very popular. It's all about how to get traction in a blog. Blogs are, they wane in popularity. I don't think they're as popular as being an Instagram influencer right now, but there is a whole kind of other network that happens when you're being a blogger, right? So that's in that masterclass. Also, planning for a successful holiday promotion. I always do. Okay, I've chosen to do the Business Accelerator in the start of Q4. I'm sorry, because this Q4 is normally the highest revenue grossing period for any business, right? Because it's the holidays. So there's always sales going on, always promotions going on from businesses. So if you start with me, we can get through the 6 weeks and we can plan a promotion for you to do. If you're someone who has products right now and you're just not selling them, we can get you a promotion going for the holiday time, right? And this is a very valuable time. So there's a whole masterclass on how to successfully plan for a holiday promotion, and then also the New Year's business planning session as well. So that's going to be doing like the actual annual business planning where we're setting those goals, objectives, basically mapping out what you guys kind of already saw was mapped out in my CEO strategy planner. And then of course you get the CEO strategy planner. That's my best-selling planning tool for entrepreneurs, business owners, and the guided journaling. Okay, so there's so much in here that's been bundled with this course to really support you and your needs for your success. This is for you. The Business Accelerator is for you. If you really feel a call to create a business online, but you have no idea how to get started, you would love all the options laid out in front of you with clear expectation of what goes into each and what you need to do to make your business dream a reality, right? I will say from personal experience, if you guys have ever heard my full entrepreneurial journey story, I started my blog in 2008. It took me from 2008 to 2014 to get my ish together enough that I could go full-time for my business. What is that? 6 years? It took me 6 years of dabbling and researching and being stuck in research mode, always looking for what the secret was, right, of success. Then in 2014, it all kind of came together for me. Like I started realizing the things that I was missing. And I think for so many of you out there who have maybe already started with something or want to get started, you're waiting to understand how the picture, how the puzzle comes together. Empire building will help you put all the pieces of that puzzle in place so that you can take action, right? Because I think for many of us, if we felt like we knew exactly what to do to become successful, we would show up and do it every day. Like that's my philosophy is like, if it felt like, oh, wow, it's easy. I have a plan. I can do it and it's going to work. That eases that burden of execution, right? Of actually getting things done. Okay, so this is for you if you're willing to learn, show up and do the work that needs to be done so that you can live the life of time, location, and financial freedom that running an online business can provide you. Like I said, there's work that's involved with this. It's not hard. It's not ridiculously grueling work. If you've been doing this and it has been really hard and grueling, we're going to need to talk about this because I think you're overcomplicating it. I think you're maybe not seeing the bigger picture or seeing how things can be simplified for you. I do really believe that a lot of times when people struggle, it's because they've, not to say they're choosing struggle, but they're not allowing it to just be easy, right? They don't believe that easy is possible. They think it must be hard and therefore I must struggle and bleed and all of this stuff in order to have this stuff work out. And that's just absolutely not true. That's just like a bunch of hogwash, you guys. Okay, so you do need to show up and do the work, especially in the Business Accelerator. I'm there for you for 7 weeks, okay? I'm there for you for 7 weeks on call, in your pocket, in an app. We've got live classes that you can come to and talk to me. I'm there, and I always go above and beyond for my students. So you'll have me. You'll have someone to bounce things off of and to guide you, but you need to show up and ask the questions, right? You need to say, Alexis, how do I do this? Alexis, what do you think about this? Alexis, this or that, right? Like, I'm here for you. You got to ask me the questions and show up. And this is also for you if you're a problem solver, right? You're not a quitter. You know, with the right information and strategy in your hands, you can make your business goals a reality. I like to say that this program, you know, there are people here watching this right now who want to run a business and maybe you haven't yet. You're going to make it. There's some of you who are going to make it no matter what. Like you didn't need my course. You don't need my opinions. You're so driven that you're going to make it happen for yourself no matter what. There's always those people. I was one of those people. I stuck with it for 6 years because I'm like, I'm going to make this happen one day. Like one day it's going to happen. I'm not going to give up. And one day it did happen, right? I didn't, I did take a few courses. I will say that I did do like a class once, which was like a live workshop in like an all-day online business workshop class. I don't know what you'd call it. I forget what it was called now. But that was an in-person thing I did live that cost more than what my 6 weeks of group coaching is going to cost you guys. But I didn't, most of this information I figured out on my own, right? Most of it I've had to figure out on my own, the hard way, trial and error, etc. That's why I put together Empire Building though. For some of you who are just like, look, I don't want to have to make it take 6 years, I don't want it to be another year until I do this right. Like I want to just get it done now, right? If that's you, this is for you. Now, this is not for you if you run if you run a physical in-person business and you are not interested in marketing that business online, this is not for you. This is first and foremost a digital marketing course, online business. You could do a physical in-person business, right? Like maybe you're someone who goes in and organizes people's houses and you want to market online. Empire Building is for you. This experience is for you. But if you run a physical in-person business like a store or something and you're like, or a restaurant and you're like, I'm not going to market online. this isn't for you, right? So if you also believe, right, that you already know everything about digital marketing and how this all works, and you're hoping there's just like this one little secret to success that you've just missed, newsflash, there is no secret. You either know the information, have integrated, and are using it to take aligned action for your business, or you are not. There really is no room for people who think they know it all. If you know it all, I expect you have a multi-million-dollar business right now, right? So if that is the mindset you're in, I say this with all love and respect, take another look at this and decide, do I really know it all? Am I really doing the things that I think I know, right? Am I really showing up and executing, right? Because if you know it all, you're Bill Gates. You know what I mean? If you know it all, who's that guy that runs Tesla? You know, the quirky one. You know what I'm saying? If you know it all, you're Steve Jobs. You know what I mean? If you know it all, you're Warren Buffett, right? Or you're Sarah Blakely, right? Like you're Oprah, right? And Oprah will tell you she definitely doesn't know it all. You know what I mean? So if that's your mindset, shift it. And maybe empire building is for you, but not if you are holding that mindset right now. And if you just want someone to wave a magic wand and give you a ready-made business, this is not for you, because purchasing an online business course does not instantly make a business appear in your life, as I like to say. I wish it did, because you guys, I'd be charging a heck of a lot more if I had a magic wand that I could just give you a business. I'd be charging a lot more. Okay, if I had that ability, it doesn't exist. Okay, so what is the investment here? Okay, so the all-in value of the course, the coaching, the bonuses is $2,997. If you've done any research on your own into other people's courses that offer anything from 4 to 8 weeks of coaching plus a course, right, that you get to keep for your lifetime, those things always cost between, I would say, $2,000 and $3,500 in the low end. There are people whose courses are like, and 6 weeks of coaching are thousands of dollars, like tens of thousands of dollars. But if you're looking at other people who do what I do, you know, in the market, it's several $1,000s to do group coaching, okay? But I truly feel called to make this an opportunity that's accessible to the women in my community who I know are willing to work on their dream if they're given the chance, right? I really made this opportunity for people who I feel like were just like me, right? Which was, you didn't really want to spend thousands of dollars. You didn't feel like you were at that point where you could spend thousands of dollars, right? So I offer this experience at a really tremendous value. One payment of $777 for a 6-week group coaching plus an entire course and all of those bonuses for life. Everything you get it for life, right? You have it, it's yours, right? It doesn't go away. It's not like a limited time. Plus, we're doing 6 weeks of live coaching with 3 calls, right? A tremendous value. It really, truly is. If you do any sort of research on your own, I welcome you to, because you're not going to find anyone who's on the level that I'm at that's going to be giving you this sort of an experience. And I'll tell you right now, the reason why I do this is because I have a business that supports me. This is not the only thing I do. Usually when people offer things like this, they are just a business coach. I don't want to say just a business coach as though I'm, trying to like degrade it. But I mean, that's all they do. All they do is coaching. So they charge more. It's like their full-time job. All they do is coaching. I don't. I have other things I'm doing. Most of my income comes in passively from digital products and my other courses and things like that. So, yes, I'm able to offer this at a much lower price point because of that. Okay. So that's the reason why I do this. I literally do it for you guys and for the people who I know are just like me. Like when I did this bundle, it was like, what would I have wanted? Right. And like I said, I had paid for a 1-day in-person event that was a little bit more expensive than this. I did that, I didn't think it was really worth it, but I wish I would have had something like Empire Building at the time at this price range, okay? So don't miss the opportunity to build your business alongside me for this 6-week live class. So you're going to get 6 weeks of live business coaching, lifetime access to Empire Building and all those bonuses. It sounds like a very wise business decision to me, okay? And it is, of course, for someone when you're doing your business taxes, this is a write-off on your business taxes. This is you doing a course to better yourself, improve your business, etc. It is considered an investment in your business. You can write it off in the US. I don't know about other places. In the US, it's 100%. This is something that is a business write-off. There is a link in the description to enroll. Okay. I always like to go through this. I know with just a few more slides. How to check out. The link in the description takes you to a sales page where you'll see all the key information that we covered today, plus FAQ, testimonials on that page. Hit enroll now, and you'll view the listing for the course on my shop. You add it to the cart, check out via PayPal or credit card via Stripe is how I process the credit card payments. There are no payment plans for this offer, but you do have the ability to use a credit card if that helps you to pay up front and then pay off your card over time. And I've tried to explain this before in my last class. Your credit card likely has a better interest rate than I could offer you, right? So if I did payment plans, they would be more expensive than you just putting it on your credit card and paying it off as you choose, right? It's not like a payment plan where I say you got to pay X per month or X every other week or something like that. You can decide if you have a credit card, how you want to pay it off. That's how I've, the best thing I can offer right now with such a great price on a program like this. This is what the actual page looks like when you actually move to the when you hit enroll now on the sales page. You will get to this page, so make sure it looks something like this, and it says $777, and you can add it to your cart and check out. After the payment is processed, you'll be redirected back to the shop where you should see a link on the page for downloading your welcome letter PDF. If you miss the redirect back to the shop, don't worry. You'll also be emailed what looks like a receipt or an invoice for your purchase from my shop. And in the body of that email, pay attention, there's going to be a link that says downloads, right? And you're going to be able to see the welcome letter PDF. You'll click it and you'll be able to download the PDF. That PDF gives you directions and a link for registering for the course website, right? You have to register for the Empire Building course website. This is not the same login as my shop. And it's not the same login as the mastermind. So if you're someone who has like one of my mastermind classes, that's not the same one. If you don't have your own dedicated account on the Empire Building site, you have to make a new one, okay? So it'll tell you how to do that. It'll give you the link and the link to log in, right? So if you have any issues or questions, you can always contact me. That's my email, alexis@strangecharm.com. I'm sure many of you guys already have it before. You probably have an email by me in your email right now. Okay, so that's how you check out. So enroll in Empire Building today. Start your business now with 6 weeks of coaching from me. Link is in the description. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to my face. Shall we go back to my face? Hello. Ooh, the lighting just went crazy. Let me just fix the lighting in my office, you guys. I'm sorry. Whoa. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I want to have some stuff up. What was I doing here? Maybe not go here. Sorry, I'm going to answer your questions in a second. I just wanted to get my screen to be in a place where I want it so you can see me. Maybe just throw my face in here. There we go. Here. Okay, this is how we'll do it then. There's me. Maybe make me a little bigger. Okay, we'll make you a little bigger so you guys can see me and you can see this page, and we'll do Q&A. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Now, what I will say about Q&A is Q&A, and if you have any business questions that you want to ask me, I will go ahead and put this little disclaimer up. Here we go, right up here. So if you have business coaching questions for me or any questions about this, please type Q in the front of your question so I can quickly identify that you have your comment as a question for me. And I'm going to go through real quick and try to see what comments I may have missed. And thank you guys for sticking around for the Q&A here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So many of you guys are like, yes, ready to be inspired. So glad to be here. A couple of first timers too to my classes, which is awesome. I've got a question here from Jess that says, how much is the membership? I'm assuming you mean the Productivity and Planning Mastermind, which is like $264 for the year. If you go to my shop, you should see the link. I don't have it. It's not something I'm promoting right now. So here we go. Betty says, the empire building course is great. I come back to review the lessons and worksheets all the time, especially when I'm overwhelmed and feel stuck in my next steps. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that, Betty. Yes, like I said, I even go back to my courses all the time to actually just reference. And sometimes it just helps me to reframe and refocus, So you get, lifetime access to the stuff so that you can like use it over and over and over as you need. So thank you so much for coming today, Betty, and for sharing your input. Althea says, I've already purchased the CEO Strategy Masterclass a few weeks ago. Would this cause technical difficulties if I purchase the Empire class because it will show that it was part of the bundle? No, but Althea, send me an email. If you're someone who's already purchased the CEO Strategy Masterclass, I will give you a discount when you upgrade to this, okay? So can you send me an email, Althea? Hopefully you're still here. But if anyone already owns the CEO Strategy Masterclass, bundle. That's that bundle that was $444 I said. If you already own that, send me a message. I will give you a discount. Okay. Okay, are there any more questions, you guys? I know we're almost at 2 hours here. My email, Althea, is, I'll go back to that page so you guys can see it again. Right, do you see it there at the bottom? It says alexis@strangecharm.com. That's my email. So I'll just, I can look up by your email or whatnot. If I can find, as long as I can see that you made the purchase, I will send you a discount code for the program. Okay. And let's see. It says, Carla says, I bought it back. She means Empire Building. She's one of my Empire Building alumni. Bought it back in 2015, 2016. It's great information for beginners and advanced. Yes. So that's one of the things people ask me is this for beginners? If you have no business at all, people very frequently ask me if I do not have a business already or a business idea already, will this program help? Answer, yes. I have put in resources specifically to help you decide your business idea if you do not know what it is already. Okay, and I've helped many people to figure out or clarify what their idea was actually going to be. And if you're someone who has a business idea already and you haven't started, great, perfect for you. You've got all of this information that's going to help you every step of the way. And if you're someone who already has a business, but things just aren't working out the way you want them to, you're not selling really yet, you don't have products yet, you're not sure like how to integrate passive income streams. I'm so sorry, I was just like touched my nose. I have there's like a fuzzy in the air and I get allergies. Sorry about that. It might be one of my dog hairs actually, since he just walked in here. But anyway, if you have already started, right, and things are just not working out for you, the only person this really isn't for is someone who's like, I got my business, I know what I'm doing, it's all exactly how I want it, I'm good, right? If that's you, this isn't for you. This isn't for you. But if you're someone who still has questions, who still feels like you haven't figured it out yet, how like you're like, I'm still missing this whole piece, or why isn't it getting easier, right? Because like my business reality is with my business, every year I run my business, things get easier and easier for me, right? Even though I might be earning more, right, and have like a bigger audience to have to manage, right, and create content for, it becomes easier. Like I learn more about myself. I learn the quick things that kind of simplify my business. I have assets that I've made in previous years that I can reuse. You know what I mean? I don't have to start from scratch every time I do things, right? Like I have assets, I have campaigns like ready to go for myself or just very quickly able to be made. I have tons of content that I can share and reuse. Just so many things. So if you're running your business and it feels like it's getting more complicated or it's dragging on your time to way too much, or like it needs to be easier than this, or I'm going to give up, then I've got you. Empire Building is definitely something that is designed to help you, especially with all of the great bonuses. Okay. So I'm trying to think what else. If you haven't started a business idea yet, okay, then it's for you. And you need to make a business idea. If you are someone who just has a lot of questions and you would just love to get my input, this is an amazing opportunity to not have to pay the price of one-to-one coaching. You are doing a group coaching. And I will tell you about the Slack. The Slack is great. Slack is like a little app that I have on my computer and I have it on my phone. And you're able to actually like respond to threads and things that I create inside. You're able to post your own information into the channels of the Slack, but then you also can DM me. So you can talk to me one-on-one if you don't want to post something publicly, in the chat, right? You can talk to me one-on-one, and it's going to be through text, through messages. And that's how we do the one-on-one, right, aspect of this. That's how we do the coaching aspect of it. So it is a one-on-one because you're not always going to be in front of the group. You can get me directly. And so then we also have those 3 classes where you get to meet with me live, right? You get to sit with me live, and I will teach you some additional information in that first one. And then the 2 hot seat calls are going to be great because we're going to be able to deep dive into some people's businesses and really get good and clear on actual examples and practical things, right? So, okay, you guys, well, I can see that we have no more questions, and I feel like I've answered a lot. Thank you guys so much for your time today. I really do appreciate you guys showing up and doing this planning with me. So I will just say, make sure you go ahead and click that enroll now button down in the description and go to the sales page for Empire Building, read up. There's some additional FAQ if you want to know anything else. You can always send me an email. We start class on October 4th. Okay, so October 4th is when we get started. So you want to get yourself enrolled before then. I know I made like a nice long enrollment period so that people could hear about this, decide, and make the investment if it was right for them. And if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, send me an email and we can definitely chat, and you'll be able to tell me like what's going on in your business and what you're struggling with, and I'll be able to tell you if it's something that we're going to be able to directly work on in Empire Building. Most things, the answer is yes, but for some of you, it won't be. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.